like, subscribe, and leave a comment. So UFC 294 in Abu Dhabi on the 21st of October has now taken a turn. The main event of the evening was Islam Makhachev versus Charles Oliveira. So apparently what's happened in Charles Oliveira's last sparring session, he got cut on his eyelid, or top of his eye, he got a cut. He's now out of the fight because it's not going to have time to get it reconstructed and then get it sorted. So now what's happened, they've had to bring in a replacement. So it's going to be a rematch. It's going to be Islam Makhachev versus Alexander Volkanovski. Obviously, so you know Islam's last win was against Volkanovski. Obviously, it's a rematch in Perth, where some people say it was a controversial win. Some people gave it to Volkanovski. A lot of people gave it to Volkanovski. Some people gave it to Islam. Before that, he beat Charles Oliveira for the lightweight title, obviously. So with Volkanovski, his last fight was against Yair Rodriguez, where he defended his title in dominant fashion. Before that, though, he did lose to Islam Makhachev at UFC in Perth. So this is the rematch. Who am I gonna go with? I have to say, I think this all favors Islam, because this is Volk's taking this fight on 2 weeks' notice. This favors Islam. Islam's there already. He's already hydrated. He's already acclimated to being over there. That's his country. That's his people. Well, it's his people. It's not his country. He's already been in a training camp for that date, knowing when he's gonna hit his when he's gonna peak and all that stuff. So he's already planning to peak at that time when he's gonna fight. So he's already in a training camp. He's already deep in it for that date. Volkanovski, I believe he's going to be fighting Ilya. I think next year, I believe in February or in January. But whether he's in training camp or not, I'm not sure. I think he does stay ready. He stays fight ready, far as I know. He does stay fight ready. I know he's very active. So if he's taking the fight on 2 weeks' notice, that must mean he's very confident, and he's obviously been staying fight ready. So I think he'll be ready. He's a professional. I think it's that, because if he's taking a fight, as I said, in 2 weeks' notice, that must mean he's fight ready. So he's going to be ready. But I just feel if you're looking at who's going to be in tip-top condition, it's going to be more, I'm leaning more towards Islam Makhachev, because he's been training for the fight. He's been training for that date. Alexander has not been training for that date. He's been training for another date. So he might have been taking sort of training not as serious. I could be wrong. He could be training. He could have a fight in December that's not announced. So I'm not sure. But just going on what we know, he definitely wasn't training for October. And obviously the backup fighter is Gamrot, but he's not being used. So I don't understand. He's the backup fighter, but he's not even being used. He must be really angry at that. But I'm not sure. But anyway, my prediction, I'm going to have to lean towards Islam, because Islam is prepared for this fight. Islam is prepared for the date. He's acclimated to the date. He's prepared to peak at that date. Alexander Volkanovski isn't. He just took the fight yesterday, from the day I'm doing this video. But saying that, he has felt Islam. He did say there was things he could do differently. So he might be already preparing for Islam, even though it's potentially meant to be fighting Ilya. So we'll see. I'm going to lean towards Islam just because of the fact he's been training for it. But as you know, I say, this is a mixed martial arts. Do not be surprised if Volkanovski wins this fight. What's your thoughts? Leave a comment.